Train to let go of what's not yours. Today on Fortitude through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. Doing today's lesson, again, I'm seeing overlap, I'm seeing patterns, and that should tell you something. The quote today by Epictetus. Remember, Epictetus was a slave, earned his freedom, turned educator. Whenever you experience pangs of losing something, don't treat it as part of yourself, but as breakable glass. So when it falls, you will remember that and won't be troubled. So too, whenever you kiss your child, sibling, or friend, don't layer on top of that experience all the things that you might wish, but hold them back and stop them, just as those who ride behind the triumphant generals remind them that they are mortal. In the same way, remind yourself your precious ones is not one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever. The impermanence of things, right? It's very interesting. So again, thinking about a triumphant general, right? And so put your minds back during, the Roman Empire, and what they would do is they would send these evangels ahead of time. So like I'm a general that's won this amazing battle, right? So they send evangels ahead of them to spread the word. And again, I learned that in the Jordan Peterson Academy in Ancient Philosophy by Dr. James Orr. Very interesting. Evangels. Okay. So they would send these evangels out to let everyone know of the triumph of the general. So what would happen is at the Roman triumph, which is this big parade, the majority of their public would have their eyes glued on this victorious general at the front. One of the most coveted spots during these Roman times was really at the front. Only a few would be able to notice the aide, or the slave, standing right behind the commander, whispering in his ear, "Remember, thou art mortal." And in the case of Caesar, they would remind him, "You are just a man, you are not a god." What a reminder to hear at the peak of your glory and victory. So I'm going to pause there and reflecting on the 21 principles of Dokudo. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Do not burden yourself with excessive self-regard. Focus instead on the understanding of the world around you. A humble heart opens the mind to greater truths and allows you to grasp the world's complexities. One must first relinquish the burden of self-importance. It's been a transition for me. I used to think I was pretty special. And logically, this is how my mind works, right? I'm a statistics guy. So I look at my body composition. I realize I'm in the 0.1 percentile of the 35 to 45-year-old age group. I'm actually 46. I'm not even on the chart. Top 0.1%. I look at my income level around the world. Again, I'm in the 1%. I look at the experiences I've had in life. I look at the successful sports triumphs and my combat and all the things that I've done in life. And I realize, being around other people, that I'm different. And what happened was, different to me is unique. Unique is special. That's how my mind worked on this. But I'm merely one of 8 billion people. There's someone smarter than me. There's someone more fit than me. There's someone more motivated than me. There's someone more disciplined than me. I am nothing. And the more that I'm wrapping my brain around this Stoicism and removing myself to the 30,000 foot in a plane, I can't even see a human being on the ground. I'm an ant. I'm a bacteria. I am so insignificant. This gives me so much peace. I have nothing to prove. I accept my uniqueness. Everyone's unique. Even identical twins are unique. So I'm not special. Sure, I've had amazing victories. Gonna die, I'm just a man, no different. No different. In our own lives, we can train that voice to be a whisper. When there's something that we envy or prize, or someone that we love, we can whisper to ourselves, that is fragile, that is mortal, that is impermanent, that is not truly mine. No matter how strong or invincible something feels, it never really is. I mean, we can look back at this and look at the army of Xerxes with the Persians. Greatly outnumbered the Greeks. Lost in 2 consecutive major wars separated by 10 years by a force significantly smaller than them. They were seen as invincible. We must remind ourselves that we can break. We can die. People can leave us. And here's the thing, loss is one of our deepest fears for everyone. I'm going to lose that person, lose this job, lose this money, lose this. Ignorance and pretending don't make that better. They just mean the loss will be more jarring when it occurs. Alternatively, embrace detachment, embrace impermanence, live in the mindfulness. Be mindful about that moment, that experience. Be grateful for that. Because after you kiss your loved one on the forehead and you walk out the door, you might get hit by a bus. You never know. That moment is only the moment that we have. A couple things I take away from this really is I'm unique. Sure. I'm different. Sure. But I am merely a bacteria. One of 8 billion currently living. It's humbling. It's freeing. And for me, it's been an evolution to get here. So, some of my favorite things. I know nothing. I know nothing, Jon Snow. And I am merely a bacteria. It's very freeing. It's very powerful. And the pattern is in all of these ancient philosophies, whether we're talking about the 21 principles of Dogodo, whether we're talking about the Eightfold Path, which talks about right thought. It's also known as right determination, right awareness, and right intention. Eliminate. The goal is to eliminate the 3 poisons: ignorance, anger, and most importantly, greed. These are the patterns that I'm seeing. The Eightfold Path in Buddhism leads to enlightenment and leads to the elimination of suffering. Because in my mind, if I'm not trying to possess that person, that situation, that thing, there's no greed. Therefore, there's no anxiety of the worry, and there's certainly no anger at the loss. This is easier said than done. So how, and this is my question, right? How do I get there? Through mindfulness. It's through meditation. It's through freeing your mind, letting those thoughts come in and just letting them go. Watching it flow down the river until it's gone. I possess this person, they're not mine, and they're gone. Life is impermanent. So much power in that. It's very humbling. And I'm seeing the patterns, whether no matter where I look, whether I'm looking at the daily Stoic and doing my deep dive into Stoicism, the principles of Dokido, and now on my discovery of Buddhism, the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path. There's overlap. It's a pattern. So where there's a pattern, just like in finance I've seen, just like in business, these things do lead to a tranquil, peaceful, harmonious life. It is not easy. That's why it takes daily effort to do this. And on that, shower time.